Hello students. Continuing with the literary terms, I start with next literary term epic. As you know, the word epic is derived from the ancient Greek or adjective epikos, which means a poetic story. An epic, we can say, is a long narrative poem enumerating the great deeds of a legendary hero. An epic is a long narrative poem which is usually related to heroic deeds of a person of an unusual courage and unparalleled bravery. In order to depict his bravery and courage, the epic uses grandiose style. The hero in epic is usually the representative of the values of a certain culture and race and nation of a religious group, on which victor or failure the destiny of the whole nation or group depends. Therefore, certain supernatural forces help the hero who comes out victor at the end. An epic usually starts with an invocation to Muse, but then picks up the threads of the story from the middle and moves on to the end. एपिक की शुरुआत कवि किससे करते हैं? इन्वोकेशन टू म्यूज. म्यूज इज द गॉडेस ऑफ पोएट्री. गॉडेस ऑफ पोएट्री के इन्वोकेशन यानी कि उसके प्रेयर से करते हैं. सो वी कैन से that in an epic, the chief characteristics of an epic are: number one, the language of the epic is noble and exalted, befitting the words and deeds of gods and heroes. Number two, the supernatural and magical elements play a vital role. Epic means supernatural. Supernatural, what is not natural, means above natural थिंग्स, वो भी मैजिकल एलिमेंट्स होते हैं, वो भी एक वाइटल रोल प्ले करते हैं. इट यूजुअली ओपन्स विद एन इन्वोकेशन, एज आई टोल्ड यू, इन्वोकेशन ऑफ म्यूज, एंड इट इज usually written in heroic couplet. Heroic couplet, the two lines rhyming with each other, and it contains episodes of battles, duels, wanderings and ordeals. It usually opens with proposition or invocation or the statement of theme. It employs poetic devices like Homeric epithet, the lengthy adjectives. These are called Homeric epithet. The lengthy adjectives are there and Homeric similes are there. So, in epic, we can see these things. There are examples in English literature, epic, the examples of epic. We can say the best example of epic in English literature is Paradise Lost, written by John Milton. This is an English epic written by John Milton. It also is known colloquially as the Protestant epic. In this epic, Milton argues Satan's fall from the heaven as well as Adam and Eve's fall from the Garden of Eden. Despite his blindness, Milton did not stop from explaining the ways of God to man. He has depicted Satan as a highly complex character who is at war with God. Despite his different subjects, Milton has used several epic devices introduced by Homer, such as invocation to the muse, extended similes, and grand style. And we can see the function of epic. Which are the functions of epic? As the epic poem is the earliest form of poetry, it is the earliest form of entertainment as well. Epics were written to commemorate the struggles and adventures of kings and warriors. The main function of epic poetry was to elevate the status of the hero among the audiences, to inspire them to be ready to perform heroic actions. Epic obtained most of its theme from the exploits performed by legendary characters and their illustrious ancestors. That is why these exploits became examples for others to follow and still lived in books. It is through epics models of ideal heroic behavior were supplied to the common people. Epics के थ्रू ही हमें मॉडल्स, आइडियल हीरो के जो मॉडल्स हैं हेरोइक बिहेवियर, वो हमको कॉमन पीपल को भी पढ़ने को मिलता है, देखने को मिलता है. Epics were the collections of historical events not recorded in common history books. So the reason that they are read today to be enjoyed and be informed regarding the past. So these are the functions of epic. Coming to the next literary term, that is heroic couplet. So in heroic couplet, we can see a heroic couplet is a traditional form for English poetry, commonly used in epic and narrative poetry, and consisting of a rhyming pair of lines in iambic pentameter. So, heroic couplet is a couplet of rhyming iambic pentameter lines. A usual couplet line is 10 syllables long, with alternating unstressed and stressed syllables, with the pattern of an unstressed syllable followed by a stressed one, that is an iamb. So, there are 5 iambs in each line. Hence, the meter is called pentameter. 5 iambs, because there are present 5 iambs in each line. एक लाइन में 5 iambs होते हैं और इसीलिए इसको पेंटामीटर कहते हैं. The iambic pentameter came to be called heroic because by the middle of the 17th century it came to be popularly used in poetry dealing with heroic subjects, deeds of high accomplishment and matters of public interest and admiration. Geoffrey Chaucer in the 14th century was the first to make extensive use of it in English. The form of the heroic couplet was perfected by who is the next? John Dryden and Alexander Pope in the late 17th and early 18th centuries. These poets also perfected the form of the heroic couplet. An example of heroic couplet we can give, it is written by Pope, written by Alexander Pope. We can say that we can give the example, know then thyself, presume not God to scan. The proper study of mankind is man. So this is an example of Alexander Pope. Conceit. Next literary term, that is conceit. From the Latin term for concept, a poetic conceit is an often unconventional, logically complex or surprising metaphor whose delights are more intellectual than sensual. So in conceit is a figure of speech which could be a simile or metaphor used to draw parallels between dissimilar objects or situations. डिसिमिलर ऑब्जेक्ट्स और सिचुएशन के बीच में पैरेलल्स करने के लिए कॉन्सीट यूज की जाती है. द पेट्रार्कन कॉन्सीट वाज पर्टिकुलरली पॉपुलर with Renaissance sonneteers. It consists of hyperbolic comparison most often made by a suffering lover of his beautiful mistress to some physical objects. For example, a tomb, the ocean, the sun, etc. Edmund Spenser, for instance, depicts the beloved's eyes as being like sapphires shining bright, with her cheeks like apples which the sun hath ruddied, and her lips are like cherries, charming men to bite. The metaphorical conceit is a hallmark of the metaphysical poetry of the 17th century. In 17th century, the poets have written metaphysical poetry, so metaphorical conceits are there, present in their poetry. It is more intricate and intellectual device. It sets up a comparison between one thing's spiritual qualities with an object in the physical world, and sometimes controls the whole structure of the poem. Next, we come to the war poetry. In war poetry, you can see war poetry is written to express a writer's feelings towards war in general. वॉर को डिस्क्राइब करने के लिए राइटर्स क्या करते थे? वॉर पोएट्री लिखते थे. दे हैव बीन रिटन वॉर पोएट्री टू डिस्क्राइब द war situations. Some writers express total glorification of the war, while others convey the inanity of confrontation. So, in war poetry, the First World War had considerably influenced the poets of the age, and the poets glorified the war and considered it honorable to represent their country in the war and even die for the sake of their nation. Some enthusiastic ones even participated in the war, and amongst them some returned alive and later expressed the trauma of the war through their poetry. So, the war poetry was written then, after the First World War. Ballad. So, we see that a ballad is a poem that tells a story, usually but not always, in 4-line stanzas. Ballad हमेशा usually 4-line stanzas में लिखा जाता है, and the stanza is called quatrains. The ballad form is enormously diverse, and poems in this form may have any one of hundreds of different rhyme schemes and meters. So, the ballad is a tale in verse originally intended to be sung to an audience. It is usually based on events such as family disaster, an exciting adventure, a love encounter, fierce battle, and so on. The tale is unusually fierce and tragic, and frequently introduces the supernatural. The tale opens abruptly without any attempt as systematic introduction. Often the same lines are repeated from stanza to stanza as a refrain and stock phrases. बार बार हर स्टैंजा में सेम लाइन्स रिपीट की जाती रही हैं बैलेड में. The poets were writing ballads. So, however, the word ballad typically refers to the relatively short lyrical poems produced by European poets starting around the 13th century. It has been started around the 13th of the century, ballad. So, in popular music, the word ballad can also refer to a slow, romantic, or sentimental song. However, this has no significant relationship to the literary definition. We can give the examples of ballad. Coleridge, the Rime of the Ancient Mariner, is a famous example of a ballad. Coleridge ने एक बहुत फेमस बैलेड लिखा. बैलेड का एग्जाम्पल है द राइम ऑफ द एंशियंट मैरिनर. तोरुदत्स पोएट्री collection Ancient Ballads and the Legends of Hindustan includes many exquisite ballads based on Indian themes. सो तोरुदत्त की पोइट्री में भी द बैलेड्स ऑफ हिंदुस्तान में भी बैलेड्स लिखे गए. बहुत सारे बैलेड्स इंक्लूड किए. So here we end the discussion of literary terms which are included in your syllabus. Thank you.